You just used the expression, wake up in this lifetime. And I was filled with gratitude, and it came across to me as entering into different dimensions. Could you speak about what waking up in this lifetime means, what it looks like?
Okay, well, first of all, it's a good question because I'm using incorrect terminology. When I say wake up in this lifetime, first of all, there is no lifetime, there's only this moment. Secondly, you can only be awake in this moment. So it's kind of silly for me to say, the possibility is for you to awaken in this lifetime. But the truth is there are two dimensions of us. There's the dimension of you that's already awake, and so that just requires you relaxing and being present with what is here, and there you are. Here you are. It's always been here, always has, always will. Just like the present moment. So it's more honest or more accurate to say, you're already awake, what's the fuss? But for some reason, we humans can't relax into that simple truth. We insist that we're not awake, and so for that reason alone, we tend to stay caught in the mind, in the world of the mind, the past, the future, the story. So that's why we need step 2 to help us become fundamentally awake, fundamentally present, even as we live our life within the world of time. If we could all hang out here and none of us had to go to work and we didn't have to pay bills and people would take care of us, feed us, clean our clothes for us, iron our clothes, all of that, right? If that could happen, we could probably all hang out here and just gradually just stay in presence, and there's very little need for any thinking, really. I've experienced that in ashrams. Ashrams are a place where you can probably experience that, except most people on ashrams are not awake. But it's okay if you're the only one. So if you could manage that kind of existence, or you could live in a cave. You could go to India, get some orange robes, and walk around and have a little begging bowl, and you don't need to pay for Medicare, you just got your little begging bowl, and people give you a little bit of food, and you're grateful, and you continue happily on your way. Now, can you imagine if we all did that? This world would be chaos. We have to find a balance. In my view, the best possibility for humanity is for us to awaken into the eternal dimension, no time, utterly present in oneness. And you have to give yourself some space to relax here. Because your ego will say, oh no, there's more, let's keep looking for more. Or let's go back to that experience we experienced 2 years ago, that was great. You have to allow yourself space to settle here and to recognize, this is it, this. And all seeking dissolves. Now, you have to allow enough of this to settle so it becomes more and more established within you. And that's what's happening in this retreat, or these retreats. You're getting an opportunity to settle here and relax here. You know what it feels like. Does everybody know from your own experience what I'm speaking of? Put your hand up. You know, you've experienced it during this retreat. You've experienced it at other times in your life. But when you leave here, you're going to have to deal with the world of time, isn't that true? You're going to have to go to work. You're going to have to be in relationship. I can tell you that probably if you're at the very deepest level of presence, you're not going to be in a relationship. Or it's going to be a completely different kind of relationship, based in presence. For the simple reason, if you're really present, there's no time. So where does relationship fit into a world without time? There's only relatedness in the moment. Does anybody get what I'm saying? But we do live in the world of time, so relationship is available to us, work is available to us. So for me, the ideal outcome for humanity is to keep doing these 2 steps, 2 steps, 1 step, 2 steps, 1 step, 2 steps, until you're sufficiently grounded in presence that even when you play in the world of time, you don't get lost there. In other words, in this lifetime, you can be fundamentally awake. Anyone can be awake in this moment, but not everyone can be fundamentally awake in the sense that they can play in the world of time without getting lost there. Even those sadhus in India who are sitting in a cave, meditating and at a very deep level of presence, let's bring them into the world and see how long it lasts for them. Really, that's not freedom. True freedom exists when you can play in the world of time without getting lost there. When you have a story but you don't live in the story. When you know that the truth of life is this moment and you never really ever disconnect from that simple truth, even when you're sitting in a cafe and having a good old gossip. Nothing wrong with a good old gossip. Or maybe you're sharing your wonderful spiritual views with others. As long as you don't believe in any of it, you're okay. It's okay if they believe in it, you don't care about them, as long as you don't believe in it. Otherwise, your ego's going to get very spiritual, and now you're lost. You'll be the last one to awaken.